Zara Green, and this is
Alfred Jr.
And we are coming to you from the Grown Zone. Today, we're talking to you about popular relationship advice that you must challenge if you'll ever have healthy love.
We're starting out with the advice that says communication is key. I mean, every relationship expert, everybody who talks to you about love and dating says, oh, if there's problems in the relationship, usually the problem is communication.
But when people talk about communication, even when they're talking about communication skills,
Yes.
just following the skills without understanding the person.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Following the skills, like one of the skills could be make sure that when you say something to somebody, then they repeat what you've said so that you're on the same page. Well, that's a good technique.
Yes.
But if you don't understand the person and you don't understand their methods and their ways of communicating, because we all have things that we typically do,
Yes.
then your communication skills are going to be thrown off. So if communication is key, and that's popular advice, then what they doing wrong? Come on, help the people out.
Here's the other thing, my issue about the whole communication is key piece of advice. Often, the person is communicating to you very clearly, either by words or actions. You just don't like what's being communicated to you. Let me give you an example. A person, when you're dating them, may be communicating very clearly through their actions as well as their words that they are not committed to a lifestyle of infidelity or a lifestyle of fidelity. They're committed to a lifestyle of infidelity, whether they put it in those words or not. So if you're upset because he or she keeps cheating all the time, and you guys are fighting over it, and this other person, this third party, is interfering with your relationship, the problem is not that you can't communicate. But people will sit you down and say, oh, y'all just got to communicate it, y'all got to talk it out, and y'all got to work it out. No, the person's communicating very clearly who they are and what they are. And in the grown zone, we talk about really seeing people and accepting them for who they are, who they're showing themselves to be, and not who you want them to be. But a lot of times people gloss over that with the whole, if you guys just talk about his cheating, if you just talk about it, you can work out a solution. No, the person is saying, this is me, this is who I am. And if you're willing to deal with it, we can communicate about it. So
but I'm going to communicate what I need to communicate, but as long as I can keep doing what I'm doing,
exactly,
then we good. But I'll communicate right now if that make you feel better.
Exactly. And that's why you have people going through the same things over and over again, and they're talking about it, and they may even be going to counseling and therapy, and there's a lot of talking about it. But the behavior doesn't change because they are communicating. You just don't want to hear it. So it's about, as you started, it's about understanding and accepting that person for who they are, understanding yourself and for who you are, and then being honest about what's being communicated to you. Communication is a great way to kind of avoid having to make a decision about the relationship.
Okay, so y'all see that when we talked about communication, we're going in two entirely different directions.
Yes.
I started, but he brought it back around. Communication is a lot of layers, y'all. It's not just talking.
Yeah.
It's not just giving and receiving. It's a lot of layers. And the reality is, much of communicating is accepting people for who they really are, not who you want them to be.
So let's wrap it up with two key points here. If the communication is unhealthy, it ain't gonna help the relationship. All right.
So it's not about the communication. It's about the underlying. It's about who the people are. Because there's no amount of communication that's going to change a person who's unwilling to change.
Well, the only way for the communication to be healthy is it has to be conducted with what? Honor,
honesty,
esteem, and respect.
Her.
So if there's no her, y'all can do all the talking and listening. If it's not operating under honor, esteem, and respect, it's unhealthy communication, and it's not going to help.
Okay, that was good.
The second point is that effective communication is important, but alone can't fix the relationship. If you're talking and talking and talking, but no one's willing to make changes, there's no personal growth, there's no new terms to put the relationship on a healthy footing, the fact that you're communicating eloquently, frequently, articulately, and getting your feelings out won't change the underlying health of the relationship.
Okay, that was good. All right. Communication is key. It's key, but what's more important than that is really accepting people for the truth of who they are and then making decisions that are healthy for you.
Yep.
Because you can't change nobody.
Exactly.
All right. Later, y'all. Until next time.
Live
And love.
in the grown
In the grown
zone.
zone.